she gives them to us.
And then it goes
Oh,
there.
well, I didn't know that. Like, what do you think you're doing?
Right.
Oh, yeah, it seems like this last month.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's Common Council for July 8th, 2025. Clerk will call the roll, please.
Herman.
Here.
Matsdorf. Here. Binder.
Here.
Tankwitz.
Here.
Gilson.
Here.
Sandy.
Yep. Here.
Tauschek. Hildebrand.
Here.
Let the record show we have them quorum. Next is the pledge. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you and good evening, everyone. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the consent agenda. The chair will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? Clerk will call the roll, please.
Hildebrand.
Yes.
Sandy.
Yes.
Tankwitz.
Yes.
Matsdorf.
Yes.
Gilson.
Yes.
Binder.
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on to item 4, the audience portion. This is where we have people sign up and be recognized by the chair. This is where you do the talking and we do the listening. Tonight, we have a couple people that signed up. The first person is Shannon Burnett. Thank you. Sorry about that. Tell us what, you can do it there or come up. It's your, whatever you prefer. As long as you use your outside voice, you're okay.
I'll try my best. It's funny, I can play guitar in front of thousands of people and be fine. Give me talking in front of 20 people and I'm shaky. I'm just here to talk a little bit about skateboard park and things that might need to be done in the future to our skateboard park. More or less that I'm here to help. And so the only way I can say that is kind of who I am to you guys with skateboard park, and I'll try to make it quick. I'm 49. I grew up right here in Plymouth. At age 14, I stood in front of the city council asking for a skateboard park. It didn't happen until many years later. I was already moved away from the city by that time, but it was awesome that we got one. Nowadays, I'm 49 years old. I'm a big guy, and I still skate every day. I literally, over the last 9 years with my wife, I've skated 13 different states, hundreds of skateboard parks all around America. I've skated Olympic training facilities. I've skated small town little parks that are all over the place. I'm an expert in very few things in life. Music's one of them, skateboarding is the other. Even though I'm big and I'm not a great skater anymore, but I still like to run. Let me catch up here. I've ridden skate parks that work and skate parks that don't work. One of my fears is, as we kind of go forward with, if there actually is a motion to get a new skate park in Plymouth or redo the one we have, is that it's done the right way. I've seen professional companies come in and do amazing skate parks in small towns, and also skate parks that just don't work. Oconomowoc, we waited for a 1.5 years for that skate park to be done. We were so excited, and it turned out the bowl there, it just doesn't skate well. A lot of people don't go there. I've been to small town skate parks where 30% of the people, there'd be 100, 125 people skate the skate park a day. You might look at there and only see 5 people there at one time, but it rotates. And 30% of those people are from other cities. They bring in money to those cities. My wife and I go to cities all over the place to skate. We go hit their cafes, we hit the breweries, we hit all the places and spend money in those cities when we come back. And if you don't have a good skate park, a lot of that potential money doesn't come to your cities because people will skate it once and never come back. And to kind of give you an idea of the population that skates these days, and I can back these up numbers another time, there are more skateboarders in Wisconsin than there are people that play co-ed softball leagues. Kind of like how many softball diamonds and baseball diamonds we have in a city compared to how many skate parks are in the county. So I'm just here to say that going forward, I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm happy to help with design. I'm happy to help look at designs that other companies might have and tell you what works and what doesn't work. What's going to be a great, cement to be able to skate on, and what's going to rip your leg open, like I just had the other day in Stevens Point. So it's one of those things I'm very passionate about. I'm here to help if you guys have questions or anything with planning, just want to say I'm here. You got me here. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Can I ask a question?
No, you may not.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry. We don't
I'm sorry.
allow that for interaction with people to come forward. I would only comment to pass your name and number along to Kathy Austin, our director. And as long as she has it, we're good.
Thanks, too.
But I apologize. Point of order, we cannot do that during public comment. Thank you for coming forward. Our second person that signed up is Deputy Chief Matt Starker. Matt?
All right, good evening. Usually when I come up here, I'm asking for some money for repairs or whatever, but actually tonight I'm just asking for your help. So every year I set goals for myself. A couple years ago, I set a goal up to acquire a trailer that we would turn into an evidence trailer, which we have now completed thanks to utilities. Last year, I got the family fun event that Tom and Jerry started with the mini golf for the kids and the batting cages. That's been passed along to the fire department for this year, so I needed a new project. So my project that I'm doing now, and then I'm gonna kind of use all of you as, I guess, guinea pigs for it, because I know you'll give me your honest feedback, is I'm looking to redo our police department's business cards. And on the back of the business cards, we have a QR code, which you can then scan, and it'll take you to a survey about the officer that maybe you dealt with and the call that they took from you. And it's all drop-down boxes. It's just basically the officer's name, which again will be on the front of the card, how the officer was professionally. There's a bunch of options. If they were unprofessional, please tell us about that. And then there's also a text area where you can fill in any comments. To me, a lot of this is with the community policing is we want to hear what our citizens say about us, good and bad, so we can improve. We think that the communication with the citizens and the transparency between us just makes for better community policing. So what I'd like to do tonight really quick is give each of you one of my business cards. Feel free to scan the QR code, fill out the survey. What happens then is when this is in full effect, all the responses will go to myself, Chief Ruggles, and our 3 lieutenants, so we can monitor how the officers are doing. The lieutenants will also be giving out business cards. Those responses will be going to myself and Chief Ruggles. And then obviously mine will go to the chief. So again, I'd just like to pass out business cards to each of you. And if you have a free time, just to kind of scan it, let us know what you think of it. If there's ways that we can improve the survey. Like I said, this is our first go around. So that's really all I have. And I'd like to get this going and operating with all of our officers. We do have a department meeting August 13th where this will be explained to them. So shortly after that is when we'd like to get this into effect. So that's all I have.
Good. Thank you very much. Always appreciate public information to the council and to our TV audience. Moving on to item 5, no items were removed from the consent agenda. Item is not needed. Moving on to item 6. Item 6A, discussion and possible action, investment reallocation approval. I'll ask Chris to come up once again and talk to the council. I know he went through this at our committee of the whole earlier, and this is to have formal approval of the recommendation from the Plymouth utility. Chris, take it over,
Yeah,
please.
thank you, Mayor. And like you said, I'll keep this short, sweet, and simple. Just because of the turnaround, these are both going to be falling into the same nights. What we were looking for, what we're recommending to council here is the approval of that Q3 ATC voluntary capital call of $276,000 by reallocating our $163,000 of our other investments into ATC.
Good, thank you very much. At this point, the chair will entertain a motion so we can discuss.
Mayor, I'll move to approve that Q3 ATC voluntary additional capital call as stated.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? The chair will allow questions with our director, Chris, from the utilities.
I just had a question regarding the projections.
Yeah.
Do these projections continue to grow out past 2025, the ones you have on the projection chart? Are we looking at 573, 649 next year, 456, 607, 2027?
Correct. Yeah, so right now they have what ATC has provided us. This is what that is. That's just going up through 2029. The only information they have shared right now is they are looking to contribute another $1 billion each year following as they continue to build that grid. So as you can see, if we continue to meet those capital contributions, we'll continue to work through dollars on that, but we'll eventually see that amount continue to go down. And as the years continue, we'll hopefully get back into that positive section.
Thank you. Any other questions? David?
Do you believe there will be a fourth quarter request?
For this year? No.
Yes.
We confirmed that one, and we've reached out to them multiple times, because they weren't sure if all of it was gonna hit in the third quarter or third quarter and fourth quarter. They confirmed with, yes, the third quarter is gonna be the last capital call of 2025. So there'll be nothing additional after this.
And if they would tell you.
They would tell us, yes.
Mayor, I think I'll just add on to Alder Sandy's question. The capital call is moving from 26 to 29. Those will be part of our budget discussions coming up at the end of the year and moving forward into future years as well.
Any other questions? Clerk will call the roll, please.
Gilson,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
Hildebrand,
yes,
Herman,
Yes.
Matsdorf,
Yes.
Binder,
Yes.
Penkwitz.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody, on that one. Moving ahead, under new business, item B on our amended agenda, approval to allow alcohol during the July 12th, 2025 Mill Street Festival from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'll ask Tim for a brief comment. Tim?
Yeah, I'll give a very brief comment. So the Plymouth Chamber of Commerce is hosting the Mill Street Festival on July 12th. The Common Council per 11-4-1A5A may waive public consumption outdoor, those limitations for duly authorized events. So earlier this year, the council direction was that a request for outdoor consumption really needed to be specifically requested by the event applicant. This type of request would typically just come to the council through the consent agenda, through the normal event approval process. Just today, the chamber did submit a request to city staff requesting alcohol at the event. Given that there's no common council meetings, we did do a late addition to the agenda per 2-2 of 12 of the municipal code, since tonight's meeting is at 7 and there's no other council meeting in advance of that. So staff does recommend the approval of alcohol consumption during the July 12th, 2025 Mill Street Festival. I have consulted with Chief Ruggles in the police department. They're comfortable with the request. I think that's an important aspect of this. I know Mary from the chamber is here, and also Neil, who's the chamber president, is here as well, if you'd have any questions for them.
Thank you very much. Chair will entertain a motion so we can discuss.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
We have a first and a second to approve the alcohol consumption for the July 12th, 2025 Mill Street Festival from 9 to 4. I would only ask one question, Chief. Public on the sidewalk consumption, what are we trying to follow here? So that we know what we're looking at.
So the city ordinance and state statute generally limits alcohol sales to the licensed premises. In the city of Plymouth, for the majority of our businesses, that is just the business property itself. We do not generally allow consumption outside unless approved by council. As we had discussed some months ago, that was the question before council, is did we want to alter that ordinance? The decision at the time for special events was left that the organizer will make the request of council. Initially, that request was not made for this particular event when it came before you for approval. That is since now the change that is coming tonight is that the request is being made. As far as what the police department will do, the area that will be cordoned off for the Mill Street Festival will be permitted if you approve this for alcohol consumption, meaning that sales potentially and actually consuming the beverages would occur in that space. If a downtown business has a booth within that, they would be able to serve there. However, people would be allowed to exit the businesses that abut that area and participate in Mill Street. What we will not allow generally is for somebody to wander past the downtown area with an open container at this point. So this would include all of the frontages of the businesses down there along Mill Street, as well as the actual center of Mill Street closed off for the event itself to alcohol consumption and sales, provided those are licensed establishments and have licensed bartenders. So.
Okay, thank you. I think that's a good understanding of it. Our chamber director, Mary, is here tonight. Mary, do you have anything to add to what the chief is explaining?
Thank you all for getting it onto the agenda so quickly. This kind of blew up last night, yesterday with a social media post, and I really appreciate you putting this through. It's not typically something that we do for this event, but thank you.
Okay, thank you. So it's a late request, but we're able to fit it in, and it would then conform to our ordinance and enforcement policy. Questions from the council? John?
Two things. No, the festival area includes Thayer Park also?
It's, yes, there are, I'm trying to remember, there's
Bands and
the bands and live music would be at Stair Park. Do you have any vendors at Stair Park?
No, that there's just the petting zoo.
So again, that's open for some interpretation if council has a preference on it. Generally speaking, what we've said is that when an organizer requests it, we were just going to treat the entire footprint of the event as a premises for this purpose. Again, if council disagrees with that, given the nature of what's at Stair Park, I would say that's a direction that we could take into account.
And then I think I read in the description of the event that there's going to be an off-street where food trucks are going to be.
Just a half a Division Street, we'll have food trucks right up there next to the gas station.
Oh, okay.
Only because they don't fit on Mill Street. There's an overflow.
Yeah.
But it's still within the designated areas, what we're saying. Okay, any other questions?
Mayor, I just want to
Alderman Angie.
clarify, I think you said it, but just so people understand, only people that are already licensed are able to sell. So existing bars and restaurants that hold a license, right?
Correct. You must have a liquor license to sell alcohol, both by city code and state statute. And so that is a requirement. They have to have licensed bartenders, all those kind of things. So it's not just a free-for-all.
Which is important, yeah. Any other comments? Clerk will call the roll on the item for allowing alcohol during the July 12th, 2025 Mill Street Festival from 9 to 4.
Pankwitz,
Yes.
Binder,
Yes.
Matsdorf,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Hildebrand,
Yes.
Gilson,
Yes.
Sandy.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you all for jumping on that real quick, and we're glad we could fit it in. For the audience, the next item, we're going to go into closed session, and then when we come out of closed session, we will have a vote this evening. I don't expect closed session to be that long, so we appreciate your patience. The chair entertain a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.85 paren E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public Let the record show we're now back in open session. Next item on the agenda, Chair will entertain a motion on closed session item.
Mayor,
Alderman David,
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the city administrator to execute and finalize the documentation to acquire properties and to execute and finalize easement documentation for properties as detailed in attachment 1, subject to the city attorney's approval as to form.
Second.
we have a first and a second. Any discussion? Clerk will call the roll, please.
Matsdorf,
Yes.
Pankwitz,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
Binder,
Yes.
Gilson,
Yes.
Hildebrand.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Chair, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Greg.